Okay, so let's have a look at the Leaving Certificate Higher Level Maths Paper 2 for 2018, question 5. So the line M, which is 2x plus 3y plus 1 is equal to 0, is parallel to the line N, which is 2x plus 3y minus 51 is equal to 0. Now you can see these two lines are parallel. They've got the same coefficients of x and y, 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3. And the slope of any line is minus a over b, so they both have slopes of minus 2 over 3. So they're parallel. We've got to first of all verify that a is, which is minus 2, 1, is on M, is on this line here. So we have 2x plus 3y plus 1 equal to 0, and we've got to put minus 2, 1 into this equation. So it's minus 2 goes in here. We have a 3 times 1 plus 1 equal to 0. So if we get 0 when we do this, then it's on the line. So we get minus 4 plus 3 plus 1 is equal to 0. So that'll give me minus 4 plus 4 equal to 0. So we do get 0 is equal to 0. So we can say therefore a minus 2, 1 is on M. Okay, so next part of this question, we've got to find the coordinates of B, the point on the line N closest to A as shown below. So we have our line M here. We know the coordinates of A are minus 2, 1. We know the equation of M, we know the equation of N, we know they're parallel, and we've got to find this point here, B, the coordinates of this point B here. So the way we want to do this is, let's see, what we can do is if we can find the equation of the line AB, we can use simultaneous equations just to find the point of intersection of the line AB and the line N, and that will give us B. So you've got to find the equation of this line AB. So how do you find the equation of a straight line? Well, you need the slope of it, and you need a point on the line. We have a point on the line. We have a point on the line AB. We have A. Do we have the slope? No, we don't. But we can find the slope because we know that M is perpendicular to AB. Therefore, we can find the slope, or we know the slope of AB, or sorry, we know the slope of M. We can work that out. So we can work out the slope of AB. So let's just do that first. Now, the equation of M, let's just have a look again. The equation of M here is 2x plus 3y is equal to 1. 2x plus 3y, what was it again? Sorry, 2x plus 3y plus 1 is equal to 0. Plus 1 is equal to 0. So the slope of M is minus a over b, so it's just going to be minus 2 over 3. A is the coefficient of x, b is the coefficient of y, and c is this number here. So that means the slope of AB, the line AB, is just going to be 3 over 2. Turn this upside down, change the sign. Okay, so now we have the slope of AB. We have a point on AB, so we can find the equation of AB. So the equation of the line AB, that's just going to be y minus y1 is equal to x into x minus x1. So we have y minus, the point on the line is minus 2, 1, so y1 is 1. The slope we just worked out is 3 over 2, and we've got x minus minus 2, which is x plus 2. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is just multiply across by 2. Because we have this fraction here, I'm going to multiply across by 2. So you get 2y minus 2 is equal to 3 times x plus 2. The 2 will cancel if I multiply by 2 on the right hand side. So let's multiply this out. We get 2y minus 2 is equal to 3x plus 6. Let's just bring everything over to one side. So we got a 0. We got a 3x. I'm going to bring the 2y over, so it becomes minus 2y. I'm going to add 2 to both sides, so I get plus 8. Okay, so we now have 3x minus 2y plus 8 equal to 0. That's the line AB. So what about the line? So I now have the equation of this line here. So now I need the equation of line N. Well, the equation of line N here is 2x plus 3y minus 51 equal to 0. So it's 2x plus 3y minus 51 equal to 0. So I've just got to do simultaneous equations now, and what I'll find is when I do that, the point of intersection of these two lines, which is b, which is what we have to find in this question. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try cancelling the y's here because I've already got a plus and a minus here. So I'm going to take equation 1 and I'm going to multiply it by 3. I'm going to take equation 2 and multiply it by 2. So equation 1 times 3 is 9x minus 6y, 3/8 24 is equal to 0. Multiply equation 2 by 2, so you get 4x plus 6y, you get minus 102 equal to 0. So let's just add these two. Well, 9 and 4 will give us 13x. The y's will cancel, or I'll just get 0. And here I'll get minus 78 equal to 0. So now all I've got to do is just find x. So I got 13x is equal to 78, and divide by 13, that will give me x is equal to 6. So once I know x, I can just work out what y is. I can take one of these equations and stick the x value in to find y. So let's pick equation 1. So we got 3x minus 2y plus 8 equal to 0. This is equation 1. So let's stick the x in here. So you got 3 times 6 minus 2y plus 8 equal to 0. So 3 6's will give me 18. Minus 2y plus 8 is equal to 0. And let's see, what do I end up with here? 18 plus 8 is 26. So I get minus 2y is equal to minus 26. That'll give me y is equal to 13. So the answer then, we got to find b. So b now is x was 6 and y was 13. Okay, so that's it for part B. So let's have a look at part C. Okay, so part C here involves the same two lines. We have some points here now. We know that A here was minus 2, 1. Minus 2, 1. We know that B now is 6, 13. We have the equation of m, we have the equation of n if we need those. Let's see what extra information we're given in this question. Two touching circles, S and T, are shown in the diagram. M is a tangent to S at A and N is a tangent to T at B. The ratio of the radius of S to the radius of T is 1 in 3. So I'll just draw that in here. So you've got a radius here and you've got a radius here, and the ratio is 1 is to 3. Now you can also say the same for the diameter. I mean, if you double each of them you'll get a diameter. So if we do this, not quite straight but you get the idea, the diameter will be in the ratio 1 to 3 as well. So let's see if we can use that. We've got to find the equation of S. Now in order to find the equation of a circle you need two things. You need the center coordinates and you need the length of the radius. So what we're going to do here is use a formula to that are in your tables, and it involves a point dividing a line in a particular ratio. So we have, what we're going to do is we're going to find this point here. We're going to try and find this point here. This point here will divide the line AB in the ratio 1 to 3. So we're going to find the coordinates of this point here, and we have a formula in our log tables, in our maths tables, to work that out. And the formula, I'll just write it out here, but it's the coordinates of that point are going to be bx1 plus ax2 over b plus a, and the y coordinate then is going to be by1 plus ay2 over b plus a. So the coordinates of this point here are going to be given by this formula here, where we have the line divided in the ratio A to B. So the line is going to be divided in the ratio A to B. Okay, so let's just have a look at this and see if we can use it to work out this point here. So our ratio is 1:3, and our x1, y1, x2, y2, they're going to be, I'll just write them in here as well. So we're going to have, I'll do them in a different color here. So we're going to have our x1 is going to be here. This is x1, this is y1, this is x2, and this is going to be y2 here. So just make sure you don't get these the wrong way around. Remember, we have 1:3, so this is 1 here and this is 3 here. So this is going to be my x1, y1 on this side. This is going to be this is A here, this is B here, so we got to put this one first. So let's have a look at actually putting these values into this formula here. So we're going to have B times x1. Well, our B is 3, so you got to write 3 down here, times our x1, which is -2. We've got our A here, so our A is 1, and we've got to multiply that by x2, which is 6. We've got to add the two ratios then, so that's just going to be 1 plus 3. So that'll give me my x coordinate of this point here. Let's do the other one. Then we have B here. B is 3, and we've got to multiply that by y1, which is 1. Now we've got to write down A here. A is 1. We've got to multiply that by y2, which is 3. And we've got 1 plus 3 down here as well. Okay, so this then should give us the point we're looking for. Let's just work all this out. So we got 3 times -2, so that'll give me -6. So that'll give us +6 here. We got 1 plus 3, which is 4. We've got 3 1s, 3 here, plus 3. And here we've got a 3 1s, 3 plus 3 1s, 3, and here we've got 1 plus 3, which is 4 on this side. So that will give us, have I got that the right way around? Sorry, this is not 3, this is actually 13. That would make more sense. So this would be 13 here. Yeah, that makes more sense. So let's see what we get here. So we get -6 plus 6 is just going to be 0, so we're just going to get 0 over 4, which is 0. Here we're going to get 13 plus 3, which is 16. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So our point is going to be 0, 4. 0, 4. Okay, so this point here is 0, 4. That's this point here. Now, how is that going to help us? Well, what we can do with that is, first of all, we can find the midpoint between 0, 4 and -2, 1. The midpoint will give us the center of the circle S, and that's one of the things we need in order to find the equation of the circle. The other thing we need to do is find the radius, and the radius, once we have the midpoint, all we got to do is find the distance between that point and 0, 4, and that will give us our radius distance. Then that will give us the second part that we need to put into our formula. So first thing I'm going to do is find the midpoint between 0, 4 and -2, 1. That'll give us the center of S. So let's do that. So we're going to find the midpoint. The midpoint. So our 2 points are -2, 1 and 0, 4. So the midpoint of these 2 points then, again the formula is in your tables, it's just going to be x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So that'll give us our midpoint. So if we put that in, we get, so our midpoint is going to be minus 2 plus 0, which is minus 2 divided by 2. Add your 2y, so it's going to be 1 plus 4, which is 5, divided by 2. So this is our midpoint. Our midpoint is minus 1 and 2.5. Minus 1, 2.5. So that's the midpoint of our circle. So this is equal to the center of S. So we have one of the things we need. Next thing we have to do is find the distance between this point here and let's say 0, 4. We could do the distance between that point and minus 2, 1. It's the same thing. But let's go for 0, 4. So we're going to find the distance between that midpoint and 0, 4. That will give us our radius. So let's do that then. So the next thing we're going to do is find radius of S. So the radius of S is going to be given by the square root of x2 minus x1 to be squared plus y2 minus y1 to be squared. This is our distance formula. So let's just write down the 2 points first. So it's going to be minus 1, 2.5 and 0, 4. So let's put these in. So R then is going to be equal to the square root of, let's say this is our x2 here. I can write them in if you like. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have 0 minus minus 1. So that will give me 1 squared. Plus we have 4 minus 2.5, 4 minus 2.5, and we've got to square that. So we end up with 1 squared, which is 1, plus 4 minus 2.5, which is 2 1/4. No, sorry, it's 9 over 4. Sorry, let me just work that out. Sorry, 1.5. 1.5, my fault. So it's 1.5. We got to square 1.5. 1.5 times 1.5 is 2 1/4. That's where I was getting that from. 2 1/4. So 4 minus 2.5 is 1.5. Square it, and you get 2.25. So 2.25 goes in here. Add those two, you get 3.25. 3.25. Or another way of writing it is just 13 over 4. Square root of 13 over 4. It's just another way of writing it. Okay, so now we have the radius and we have the center. So let's just write down the equation. So that means then the equation of S is going to be x minus h. Now remember, our center here is the center of S is minus 1, 2.5. So it's going to be x minus 1, so that's going to be x plus 1 to be squared, plus y minus k. Well, our k is 2.5, so it's minus 2.5 to be squared, and that's equal to r squared. So it's equal to the square root of 13 over 4 all squared, so it's just 13 over 4. So this is our answer here. This is the equation of S. And that's it for this question.